Continuation of the 158 problem. So the edge on which it rests makes an angle of 30 degree with respect to VP. So since if you look here, the edge which is resting on HP is P dash T dash. So this P dash T dash is resting on HP. So that means it is resting on XY line in the front view. So obviously that has to rest on HP. So since this edge is parallel to HP, so we are getting the true length here, PT. Now, the inclination given is also the true inclination, and the length what you have this for this edge is also true length. Therefore, we can rewrite this second position top view in the third position top view directly without altering anything. You just draw the entire sketch by rotating PT by an angle of 30 degree. So how to do that? So consider any point. From there you measure an angle of 30 degree with respect to XY and draw an inclined line. Then you measure the length from P to T and then consider any point on that line and cut an arc till here to get this point P. So now we got PT now. Then you measure the length from P to this distance by using compass. Then again with P as center, cut an arc on PT to get this point. Then from this point, this CR is perpendicular to PT. So by using the protractor, you measure an angle of that 90 degree with respect to the PT line and then draw a perpendicular line. Then you measure from this point to O. From this point you cut an arc on that perpendicular line to get this point O. Similarly, you measure the length from this point to C. From here you cut an arc to get this point C. Similarly, from C you measure the distance from C to this point or C to O1. From C you cut an arc on this to get this point O1. Similarly, you measure the length from O to this point. From O you cut an arc on this to get this point. Here you can see from this point QS is perpendicular to O1. So from this point by using the protractor we measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to that inclined line O1 and then draw a perpendicular line to O1. Then by using the compass you measure the distance from this point to Q and also from this point to S. From here you cut an arc on this side to get this point Q, and similarly from this point you cut an arc on that side to get this point S. Then you measure the distance from O to R. From O you cut an arc on O1 line to get this point R. So now we got PQ, RS, T, O1. This is completed, and also C. So similarly from R you measure the distance from R to this point. Then from R you cut an arc on that to get this point. Similarly, this BD is perpendicular to O1 line. So from this, by using the protractor you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to O1 line and then draw a perpendicular line. Then measure the distance from this point to B and also from this point to D. Both will going to have equal lengths. From here you cut an arc on this side to get this point B, and also from this point cut an arc on this side to get the point B and D. So from P you draw by using the protractor you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to PT and then draw a perpendicular line. Similarly, from T also with respect to PT, you measure an angle of 90 degree with respect to PT and then draw a perpendicular line. Then you measure the length from P to A. From P, you cut an arc on this side, and also from T, you cut an arc on this side to get this point EE. So EE will go here. Then name them A, B, C, D, E, and then O. Then complete the entire third position top view exactly the same as that of the second position top view, including visible and invisible edges. Now we have to write the front view for this. So draw a horizontal projector from A dash, E dash, and draw a vertical projector from A and E to get this point A dash and E dash. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from O dash and draw a vertical projector from O to get this point O dash. Draw a horizontal projector from B dash D dash and draw a vertical projector from B and also from D to intersect at the point B dash and D dash. Draw a horizontal projector from C dash and draw a vertical projector from C to intersect at this point C dash, and name them A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, and draw a horizontal projector from O dash and draw a vertical projector from O to get this point O dash. Similarly, now we come to the bottom of the surface. Draw a horizontal projector from P dash T dash and draw a vertical projector from P and T to intersect at P dash and T dash, and draw a horizontal projector from O1 dash and draw a vertical projector from O1 to intersect at O1 dash. Similarly, draw a horizontal projector from Q dash and S dash and draw a vertical projector from Q and also from S to intersect at Q dash and S dash. Draw a horizontal projector from R dash and draw a vertical projector from R to intersect at the point R dash, and name them P dash, Q dash, R dash, S dash, T dash, and O dash. So now we need to join all these edges by using continuous thin lines. We should not draw them. So how to do that? Join between A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, D dash to E dash, and E dash to A dash. Similarly, join between P dash to Q dash, Q dash to R dash to S dash to T dash, and T dash to P dash. Then join between A to P, A dash to P dash, B dash to Q dash, C dash to R dash, D dash to S dash, and E dash to T dash. Then join between O dash to O1 dash. So when you look from the, so now we will going to apply the condition of visibility and invisibility. So now the first condition is all the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids are visible. So A dash P dash, P dash T dash, T dash S dash, S dash D dash, D dash C dash, C dash B dash, and B dash A dash, and A dash B dash. All these edges will going to form the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solid. So hence all these edges are visible. So you dark them continuous lines. So when you look from the front view, you can see the base PQ or STP is nearer to the observer, so it is visible. So in this sense, that means when you look from the front view, PQ or ST is the base which is near to the observer, so it is visible. So P dash to Q dash, Q dash to R dash, and R dash to S dash, you dark them. Since the entire pentagonal surface of P dash, Q dash, R dash, S dash, T dash are visible, so since O1 dash is on that surface, so O1 dash becomes visible. Now Since O1 dash is, since now the O1 dash becomes visible, now we will see about E dash T dash. E dash T dash is an edge which is crossing between the visible edge of Q dash and R dash. So obviously that edge will going to become invisible, because the condition says two visible edges can never cross each other. So that means that, so if E dash T dash becomes visible, then that condition cannot be done, because Q dash R dash is visible, so it has to be invisible. So E dash T dash becomes invisible. Now, since Q dash and R dash are not on the boundary, so from a point, if any one of the edges is visible, then automatically the edges which are emanating from that point are automatically becomes visible. So applying that rule, since Q dash is a point which is not on the boundary, so this Q dash is connected by P dash Q dash R dash and Q dash B dash. Now since P dash Q dash and Q dash R dash is visible, therefore B dash Q dash is visible. Similarly, from the same rule, since from R dash S dash is visible, R dash Q dash is visible, therefore R dash C dash is visible. So since R dash C dash is visible, therefore E dash D dash is crossing that edge C dash R dash. So obviously E dash D dash becomes invisible. Since B dash Q dash is visible, E dash is crossing that edge. So obviously E dash becomes invisible. So also we can say from the E dash, since E dash is not on the corner, not on the boundary, so from this point the edges which are emanating out of this is E dash A dash, E dash D dash and E dash T dash. Since E dash T dash is already invisible edge, so naturally A dash and E dash D dash becomes invisible. So hence you can have the counter checking of this edge. Since a portion of A, B, C, D, E, that means A dash, E dash and E dash, D dash is invisible. So O dash becomes invisible. So join between O dash and O1 dash with a center line. Now in the final sketch, if you want to check a square prism of 25 mm sides and 60 mm axis length, rest on one of the base edges which is inclined to VP at 30 degrees, and the axis, draw its projection when the axis is inclined at 45 degrees to HP. So since we have considered all the criteria or conditions, hence our problem is right.